Hey, what's going on, Mecha Army? Welcome to the Child of Mecha live stream. I am your host, Tim, the one and only Child of Mecha. Welcome. It's Wednesday evening. It's GBWC build time. Hope you guys are ready for this. We're going to jump back into the shield. I'm going to show you what I've gotten done since Monday. Spoiler alert, not a lot. So, if you watched the early stream, you saw the Titans shirt, the Tetons, as there are some very bad Zeta dubs out there. Yes, I've heard it. Tetons. Not Titans. Tetons. Let that sink in. So if you want a Titans shirt, hit up www.childofmecha.com. Hit the store button up at the top. You will find the Tetons shirt. And many more hats, prints, all sorts of other cool stuff in there. They make wonderful stimulus check gifts, I hear, or so I'm told. Yeah. Let's see. Aside from that, if you are interested in any of the tools and materials that we are working with here tonight, I highly suggest that you hit up a little Amazon link below here on Twitch and YouTube. That side, if you're watching on Facebook, fully curated pages with tools and books for inspiration and streaming gear. Now is a good time to get into it if you're interested. So go stock up on that stuff. And I do get a bit of a commission based off the stuff that you buy, but it does not increase the cost for you. But it does go to help me out, help out the stream, and all of our future endeavors that are coming up very, very quickly. Right? So go load up on that stuff. And as always, if you need kits, paints, tools, accessories, Mecha Decals, sheets 1 and 2, those are in stock and shipping now. Hit up our good friends right down here, USA Gundam Store. Adam and the fine crew down there will definitely have what you need. Yeah, and they ship fast too, you guys. Like they are plowing through orders right now. Yeah. Like I keep seeing on the Facebook groups, like, hey, who's still shipping? Who's still shipping? Who's still this? Who's still that? And everybody's saying, USA Gundam Store. I ordered it on Friday. I got my order on Monday. It's crazy. So, yeah, go give them your business. And buy some Mecha Decals while you're at it. Anyway. All right, so, real quick, guys. So, let's get into a serious topic real quick. And I just want to kind of be a little serious and somber for just a minute, and then we'll get back to shenanigans. So on Instagram, obviously, if you are a fan of it, if you go on there, and if you look at stories, especially on there, you'll see this thing, hey, if I can count on you, send me a heart, right? Everybody and their brother's doing it, at least in the hobby kind of community and stuff like that, and it's... if you don't know the reasoning behind it, or if you don't know what it is about, it's not just your everyday kind of chain post or repost this or anything like that. And believe me, I'm about as sick of those posts as anybody else, if not more so. I hate those types of posts. I'm not in it, right? I'm not in those things. But this one I'm all in about. It's about suicide awareness, okay? Very serious, very somber topic, I know. But the reason why I'm all in on this is because it hits pretty close to home. So, you see everybody, giving shout-outs to everybody else, and those people have sent hearts and reposted and blah, blah, blah. It's the meaning behind it that really should take precedent over everything else, right? And the reason why it hits close to home is because, and I've never mentioned this really outside of my kind of really close friends. My little brother committed suicide when he was 17. And this has been back several years ago. So please don't condolences, I'm sorries. I don't want that. I don't want to see that. I don't need that right now. That's not why I'm telling you. The reason why I'm telling you is because right now, what we're going through has a mental strain on everyone, right? So being aware of that, just, make sure people are okay. Even the toughest of individuals have dark times, right? It's hard to tell with people. It's really, really hard to tell sometimes. And just checking in and saying hi, hey, are you okay? That matters. Okay? Just do it. Just do it. And you know what? If they're good, then take it for what it is. But at least try. At least check. At least make the effort for people, right? So that's what that whole thing is about. Again, I don't want condolences. I don't want I'm sorries. I don't want, wow, I'm sorry to hear that. I don't want that. I don't want to see that. I don't need that. Because it's not about me. It's about everybody else. So just make sure people are okay. All right? Do it for me at least. Yeah. Anyway. Woosah. Off the somber, off the serious topic. Let's get to building. What do you guys say? Yeah? I agree. Let's go. All right. So, camera 2. Here we are. Now, if you remember correctly, last night we were working on this shield, right? This one right here. This one in particular. Now, or was it? It wasn't last night. It was the night before last. Jesus. Whoa! Look at these two guys. Look at these two jokers. Ace Schultz, Mr. Burkanatir, and Dwidget. Let's talk about blast from the past. What's going on, boys? Dwidget says, "What up? Won't be on long." Hey, you know what? Thanks for stopping by, man. Dwidget, Thurno Hobbies and Games, Ace Schultz, Burkanatir. Go check them out. Both of them on Facebook. Hell yeah. They got shops and stuff like that. They can find you stuff. So, yeah. That's awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, welcome, boys. Hi, how are you? Anyway. So we were working on this GM Sniper 2 shield, right? And 2 nights ago, these holes were open. They are not anymore. They are both filled up on both sides, as you can see, and this almost fits nice and snug. It just needs a little bit more maneuvering around here, and then we'll get this part to fit nice and snug up against those filled-in parts. But the big thing is these, as you can see, are now just super duper smooth, right? Super smooth. Really, really good stuff. Now, excuse me. Another thing that we did, or we attempted to do the other night, was to lay the Fetty Cross on this surface here. Obviously, on the RX-78 shield, it is dead flat. This is nice and curved. So, I took the advice, I forget who said it, but I went ahead and made a mold of the Fetty Cross. And just real quick, hey, Robert Cottrell's over there on the Mecha Army Facebook group. Robert, good to see you, buddy. Thank you for watching again. So I went ahead and made a mold of that, a 1-part dump mold. And here, let me show you just real quick, because it's right over here. Stay right there. Don't move. Don't go nowhere. Stay. And I put it, I glued it to a piece of glass, right? Which then got this surface super, super smooth, and it took the mold really nicely. Very fine details, the whole 9 yards, right? Everything's looking good there. And then I go to open my leftover resin, and the resin part was hard. There was a hard solidified layer on top. And then there was just white goo underneath. And that part normally should be clear. Not a good sign. Mind you, there was only maybe this much left in both bottles, so it wasn't a whole lot. But that tells me that the resin has basically kicked the bucket. Mind you, resin does not have an infinite lifespan. It's got about a 6-month shelf life from first production, or at least Smooth On does. So, knowing that, I tried to quickly use it. Went ahead and made a cast out of it. The leftovers, I specifically made more than what I needed just to see if it would solidify, right? And luckily the bit in the cup where I mixed everything actually solidified decently. It got a lot of bubbles in it, so that means there's a lot of water, a lot of moisture in it, and that's what kills resin is the moisture penetration, right? So that tells me that resin is just, it's dead. It's finito, gone, cancel Christmas, right? But I was able to get at least one cast out of it, and I pulled it out a little bit early so I could curve it. And here's kind of where we are right now with this thing. I've got this cross taped down, and it's curved nicely on this little Instaset bottle here. And let's see what this. That's actually not too terribly bad. That. We'll probably give this a little bit more time to cure. But that curve in there is actually not bad. It's not bad whatsoever. Let me check. Let me check here. Okay. So one thing that I am noticing here, what we're gonna have to probably come back and do is resharpen the edges, especially on the cross parts here, right? And obviously trim up some flash and stuff like that. But overall, I mean, that's not terrible at this point. Yeah, it's still a little soft, but this is a pretty thin piece, so that's not really that surprising, right? But there it is. That's so far so good, right? That's not bad. That's not bad. I'm probably gonna have to break down and buy some more resin though, so that'll suck. But what are you gonna do at this point, right? So that's a fairly good sign, I guess, right? That it curves nicely and it's hook and all that. So what I did to get the back just super flat, obviously this is this surface here is very nice and flat because I molded this on a piece of glass. I glued the cross down to a smooth piece of glass, built a box around that, poured the mold rubber onto that, so this obviously took the surface of the glass and everything like that. So and then what I went ahead and did, and you can kind of see it, let's see, kind of see it right here. I took a piece of just like a acetate, like very thin clear plastic, just like very thin plastic sheets, like a clear transfer, basically, right? You know, like the overhead projectors back in the 80s and 90s, for those of you that actually remember those. The stuff that, you know, teachers used to write on and all that. That's basically what I laid down on this, and just kind of rolled that down to get all the air bubbles out of there. That made everything nice and flat up against this surface, and that's kind of how we got everything just super dead flat. So, happy with the mold. Wait and see about the cast. It's one of those things, right? Just one of those things. Now, moving on to the shield here. Now, you're probably wondering, how the hell did you fill those two holes? And why do they look so different? Well, I'm glad you didn't ask. Or maybe you did. This side, and you can kind of, you can actually kind of see through that. This side, I went ahead and put a piece of tape over this surface, and then filled it in from the back with super glue, right? And so that is all solidified super glue right there, and then ground down, filed down, sanded down, the whole 9 yards to just kind of dead smooth, right? So that definitely passes the fingernail test. This side now, I tried something a little different. This side, oh, is Dwidget gone? Oh, he says, all right, I'm out. Hope y'all have a good night. Thurno, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Good seeing you, man. So, focus. There we go. Now, this side, I went ahead and cut a very thin piece of plastic sheet, a 0.3 millimeter sheet of plastic to that right size, and then a smaller one and put it on this size, super glued those two together, and then filled in the rest with super glue. So this is more plastic than it is super glue on this side. That's why it kind of looks so much different from that. But as you can see, these are both just stupid dead flat at this point. Yeah. So very happy about that. Ground down the two back sides of that. They still need a little finessing, but this piece right here fits pretty daggone good. There's maybe about 1/10 of a millimeter spacing in there, so we're gonna have to probably either finesse the back sides of these, and I think actually I see where the problem is. Right there. There's a little high point right here that is sticking up, and that might be the trick here. Let me see just real quick. Let me take a quick file to this thing here. Whoops. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Better. That's much smoother there. Let's take a file to this other side too, just for shits and giggles. Why not, right? Hey. Just to thin these two pieces out a little bit so they fit nice and flush. Let's see how big of a difference that makes. Oh, you guys, look at that. Like a glove. Like a glove. Yeah. That's so good right there. And then obviously we got to fill these two holes that opened up. That's not a problem. We'll find something to put in there, whether it's like a Kotobukiya thing or something like that. We'll find something. Don't you worry about it. Yeah, man, this is gonna look good. And then with the cross there and everything, and we're gonna outline, the whole thing with strip and all that to kind of raise that that border up, similar to the normal RX shield. I like it. Yeah. Yeah. Space Rat 53, he's over there on YouTube. He says, "This your Gundam's shield, Tim?" Yes. Yes, it is. So for those of you not aware, this is a remix build. Or at least that's what I'm calling it anyways, right? We're remixing the Jesta, and we're remixing it with the RX-78 Verka, for those of you wondering. Here's basically the upper body thus far, right? We've got the front vents and everything like that. Very far from being done, mind you. But the head looks, really quite nice. Here, nope, that's not the right one. This is the right one. Here is the new V-fin for it, right? Check that out. That is a V-fin from a Zeta Plus Master Grade. Look how nice that looks on there, right? That's just aggressive. it's a Verka kind of on Kotoki roids, right? It's got that nice, thin, elongated mohawk, right? I lengthened the head 2 millimeters, shaved the mohawk down, just made that just super lean and mean. Yeah, the 2 cheek vents on the front there, it's money. It's money. And then these 2 chest vents here, these are actually from the Verka, glued on there, shaped the whole top here with super glue, filed these down to look really, really nice. And yeah, man, just this thing is coming together really, really smoothly. And Manny wants to know, he says, are you going with the standard Gundam colors, or are you planning on giving it a custom color scheme? Nah, brother, this is going to be classic. Remixed, but classic. So yes, it's going to have completely, traditional colors in the remixed look, though, So we're going, white, blue, red, yellow, the whole 9 yards. Luckily it's got the little Fetty V-fin here on the upper crotch, much like the standard RX-78 does. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're going with that. And then for the shield, instead of the normal angular Fetty shield, we're going with this GM Sniper 2 shield. Obviously, it's going to be modified. It's going to have the Fetty cross on there and everything like that. But, yeah, man, fully remixed, fully reimagined. Just all that stuff. All that good stuff. Yeah. Alex Andrews says, why is part of the shield blue and part blue? Oh, so why is this blue? Why is this a darker blue? That's just the way that the GM Sniper 2 shield normally looks, right? Not to worry though, because once we get this all done up and painted, this will be white, this will be white, or actually no, this will be red, and this will be red, and then the border that we build up will be white. The back side will be white with gray elements and everything like that as well. So I think this is going to look really, really awesome in traditional GM or RX-78 colors. So yeah, that's basically what we're doing. Hey, JD's Gundanium Garage is over there on YouTube. He says, hey all, what's up, JD? Manny's over there. MacDio. Alex Andrews says, oh, we already read Alex's comment there. Written wisely. He says, who's more passionate about Gunpla, you or Zaku? Zaku Aurelius, Zach. Clearly me. No, I don't know. Honestly, I think we both have our individual passions. I think mine is, more on the competition side, and his is more kind of what he does. Just reviews, videos. Kind of nice straight builds and stuff like that with the little figures. That's kind of his signature style. So I think we're both passionate in both of our own unique ways, right? So, Mulambo's over there. He says, "Are you going with the standard?" Oh, wait, that was Mulambo's question. Wow, sorry about that. I read that for someone else. My bad. Mulambo, yes, we're going with the standard Gundam colors. Sorry. Flynnberger, Mr. Craig Flynn is over here, dude. Craig. I'm having trouble with the English language here tonight, you guys. Craig, your diorama is looking pretty goddamn amazing, if I do say so myself. That little flashing LED, it just sets off the whole thing. Hey, Gunpla in Miami, Chris, he just did a 9-person raid. What's going on, people? From Chris. He says, yo! And then Samurai Adler, new follower, welcome to the Mecha Army. Get you one of these. Hey. Ace Schultz, losing it to him. Dude, you have no fucking idea. It's been a day. I'm going to tell you that much right now. It has been a day. Let's see. Arcel Dubozet? I hope I'm saying that right. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, but they say hi, Tim. Hi. Oh, jeez. William Wilms is over there in the Mecha Army Facebook group. He says, "Good day, Mecha Army. Hope I didn't miss much." Dude, you haven't missed much. Not much. Yeah. Gunplay Miami Chris, he's over there on Twitch. He says, "How's your day going?" It's been a day. Let's put it that way. It's been a day. And, yeah. We'll leave it at that. It's been a day. So, hey, look at that. Man, everybody's crawling out of the woodworks tonight. What's up with that? Chris R., Mr. Arizona Gumball Builder. What's going on, buddy? Nice. Ace Schultz, been a couple weeks. Yeah. Yeah, well. It's, yeah. It has. It really has. Just, whew. Anyway, JD's Gundanium Garage. He says, about to put my order in for that Sinanju hat, Tim. I vote for a Stein-themed hat next. Could be possible. Yeah. Gray on white, or maybe white on gray? It's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Yeah. Anywho. Alright, so, we're going to skip working on the shield tonight because that resin Fetty Cross is still kind of cooking over here. And I don't want to mess with it right now. I kind of want to give that thing in probably about 24 hours to really just fully cure. Because it's still a little spongy right now. Not surprising given the quality of the resin that I used on it. So, we're going to let that sit over here and marinate for another 24 hours at this point, because I just took it out right before the stream. So, what we're going to do, though, is we're going to start fiddling around with that. Yeah? We're going to fiddle around with that, and we're going to fiddle around with that. And we're probably gonna mess around with that too. Sound good? Yes. Awesome. I think it sounds good too. So we kind of brainstormed a little bit last week on this, and bear with me here. On how this rifle, this remixed, RX-78 rifle would look, right? Now let's pull back just about to there. That looks good to me. And kind of what I wanted to do, the idea is to kind of mix the three together into one, again, remixed RX-78 weapon, right? So the base, obviously, to match the Jesta, is going to be the Jesta's assault rifle, right? But then what we're going to do is we're going to tie in some elements from both of these into the Jesta's rifle. And hopefully this looks good. Right? Fingers crossed. Hey, Zero Kai, $5 super chat. Come on, Nathan. He says, weapon time. Nathan, thank you, buddy. Here. This one's for you. Hey. Good on you, Nathan. Good on you, buddy. So, what we did last time is we pulled off all of the little non-essential pieces here, right? And by that, I mean, we pulled that off. We pulled that off. And this guy can go the way of the dodo. And then what we're left is with this base here, right? Just this base. So let me see if I remember what we did here. We pulled the barrel off of that, and then we were going to attach it there, right? Cut a little length off of that, but that's kind of the idea at this point. Let's go ahead and take care of this first. Now, I do want to keep this little thing, whatever, I don't even know what it technically is called, but we're going to very carefully saw off this little round kind of lip right here on the Jesta rifle, right? Would probably be good to take off the mag just for temporary purposes, right? Just temporarily. And you know what we're gonna do here? We're gonna pull in our 1, 2, 3 blocks and give this a nice solid base to saw on. And that way, I worry less and less about cutting into this little guy here, right? So, using a 1, 2, 3 block like this, having it stood up kind of on its end, and this is kind of in an L shape here, right? Standing it up like this and supporting is a little bit more ergonomic for your hand, right? If it was flat on the surface of your workbench, you're kind of like hunched over like freaking Quasimodo. With having it up here, this is much more of a natural style hand positioning, right? We're gonna have to be very careful there, but man, we got it. Look at that. Now, it's a little uneven, so we're gonna have to clean that up, and that is a great job for everyone's favorite Lil Bastard. Now, if you've not been here in a while, or if you're new to watching us, like some of you may be, this is the Lil Bastard. It has that name because it is a miniature, what's called a bastard file, right? This is a normal bastard file. This is a 6-inch flat file, otherwise known as a bastard file. This is a miniature bastard file, so we call it Lil Bastard, right? This is the Lil Bastard, everybody's favorite file. It's my favorite file, and it does a great job evening surfaces and moving material where we don't want it to be. So this doesn't have to be perfect at this point, just good enough, right? So let's get that out of the way, and now let's see if this guy fits on here. And of course it doesn't, because it's got this little nub, this little directional nub in there, right? So I wonder if we can get that cut out of there. Maybe. Let's get the chisel. This is a 1.5 millimeter chisel here, and what we're gonna do is basically just try to chisel that out, almost like a woodworking chisel here, which is surprisingly, it's doing a great job here. Well, I shouldn't say surprisingly, because I've done this before many times, but it's actually doing quite well. All right, so let's see if that fits around. Let's get the burr off of here. We're just kind of shaping this, right? Just kind of beveling that edge. Just like that. All right. And it's still a little thin. All right, so let's see. Let's take some measurements, shall we? No, the battery's dying on this thing. All right, so the diameter of that is where is it here? You can hardly see it there, but it's a 4.21, right? And if we take the inner dimensions of this, look at that. Let's see if you can get a shot. That's 4.04. So we're only 0.2 millimeters off the target, right? So, what we could do is we could bevel the inside of this to try and make it fit. So what we're gonna do, let's see. Ooh, wait a minute, that might work. All right, so we got our little baby Dremel here, this tack life deal. It's kind of bogging it down, so let's go turn that up a little bit higher. Okay. Not too bad, not too bad. Let's see if we're on the right track here. Hey, we're definitely on the right track. That's not bad. But I think we can still do better. I think we can still do better. Let's see. So, let's put that over yonder there, right? We're not going to use the tack life. We're going to save this. What we are going to do is pull the chuck out of here and use that in our pin vise. Yeah? Bill Ruslam says, "Oh well, there went his plan from before. Guess it will be this barrel now." Oh yeah, no, this. I think this was the barrel that I kind of had always imagined to be on the front here. All right, so we've got this conical grinding bit, right? And we're just gonna kind of go to work on tapering the inside of this thing, right? Just like that. That's much better. And yeah. Definitely a step in the right direction. Definitely a step in the right direction, yeah. But let me see something here. I think maybe if we flush that right up against there, that might look better. I'm thinking it will. So I'm going to cut this whole damn thing off of here. Whatever. Doesn't matter at this point. Where are the Zurons? Ah, here they are. All right. So we're going to take the Zurons to this thing. Just like that. And now, what we can do, rather than using the little bastard, we can just kind of trim this down with the rest of the surface here. Just like this. And now that is nice and flat. And then we can get one of our other little files here and just even this surface out, make this nice dead and flat. Just like that. And now, let's mock that up. Let's see how that looks. A little crooked, but yeah, I like that so much better. I do. I like that so much better. Patrick Robertson says, Tim, you were looking at a shorter barrel last week. Was I? Was I looking at this one? Maybe. Maybe. Did this one come out? No, this one didn't come out. Or were we going to do this? Is this what we were going to do? Like that? Ooh. Yeah, that's not bad. Shit. Why didn't you guys remind me of this? God damn it. Not to worry. That does look better, I'll be honest with you. I totally forgot. See, I have so many ideas, you guys. Like, one day it goes in here, and then I forget more ideas than who knows. Honestly, it just is what it is. Scott Day is over there on YouTube. He says, watching all the way from down under. Happy to say I've not long finished my first Just a Master grade. Awesome, dude. Thank you for watching, Scott. Appreciate it. Ruslan says, yeah, I had posted how he wanted the shorter barrel from the middle rifle and the top off the top one. It's fine. Now he can just cut down the barrel. Actually, and Bill says I did, Tim. You just didn't read the comments. My bad, Bill. I'm sorry. I know. I still gotta. I gotta catch up with the comments. Zero Kai Nathan says, "Don't tell me Tim made a boo boo." No, we never make boo boos. At least that we can fix. And trust me, this is fully fixable. This isn't a problem at all. Not even a little bit. So let's see. We've got the inner diameter of this. And let's see what that comes out to, yeah? That comes out to roughly, you can't even see it because it's dying, just over 5 millimeters. Just over 5 millimeters. Now, I'm almost positive that I have a stray. Well, there's 4.8 if worst comes to worst. But I'm pretty sure. What's this tube right here? Ah, that's 5.5. Okay, well, let's dig. Let's get to digging in here. All right, 2, 3.2, 3.2, 1.6, 1 millimeter. There's 4.8 again, 7.8, 11.1, 2 millimeter, 9.5, 4.0, 2.4, 3.2, and 12.7. So none of those are going to work for us here. There's 6.3 again. What's this one? That is 7.9. That ain't going to work. I know I have another stray tube in here somewhere. Stay right there. Don't move. Don't you move. Alright, so these 4.0. Ah, what's this? What's this? What's this? What's that one right there? That I think is the one I was looking for. I think that's the one. I think this is the one. Let's see. Ha! 4.99. On the money. So, there's that little nub there again that we gotta remove out of this thing. And let's see if we can't get that chiseled. Alright, so now... Oh, yeah! See, look at that. That's money in the bank, you guys. Money in the bank right there. That's good. That's good stuff. So, mind you, it would have been easier if we kept that barrel, yes. And just pop this guy right on there. But I fear now that knowing the diameter of this tube was a bit smaller, it probably wouldn't have fit anyway. So this kind of probably worked in our favor. Look at it that way, right? Look at it that way. That's how I'm going to look at it. So, let's put our eyes on here so we can kind of get a little bit more detail. We know roughly by the leftover gunk in here where the center point of that barrel used to be, right? So, if we, right about there, yeah, right about there, we're just basically making a little pilot hole there. And that's dead solid center on that. Now, all we've got to do is to drill a 1 millimeter hole right there, and then we can kind of start to marry these up, right? And I'll show you how we do that here. We need the right chuck in this pin vise though, because that is not the right one. That is not the right one either. Where's the miniature one? Shoot. Where did I do with it? Is this it? That's it. Bingo. All right. Let's get this popped in there. Looking good. Okay, so now we got a 1 millimeter drill bit in here. We've got our little pilot hole set in here. Now we're just going to go about the process of drilling this 1 millimeter hole in here. Now you're probably asking, Tim, why are you drilling a 1 millimeter hole in there when you know that the tube that it needs to slot onto is 5 millimeters? Well, very good question. And I'm going to answer that here in just a second when I show you why I'm drilling a 1 millimeter hole. But first, let's put the 1 millimeter drill bit back, right? Because that is a crucial drill bit to have, and losing it is not an option. We are going to utilize these little guys here. These are miniature locating pins. And these are used more for pinning resin and stuff like that. But these are great. These are great for scratch building and marrying up, you know, two different parts and stuff like that as well. And let's see if we can't show you guys what these look like here. All right, so basically what this is, it's a 1 millimeter rod, and then on top is this little circular disc. And this is just a little steel piece here. And it's hard to see, but it has this little miniature pinhead right on top of that disc. So what happens is you pop this in to your 1 millimeter hole, just like that, right? And then when you try and set something on here, that little pin indents into the other piece. That creates your other pilot hole, and then you can drill your hole in there. Bada boom, bada bing. Everything matches up. Joy to the world, right? So we're going to leave that right in there for just a few seconds. And what we're going to do is we're going to clean the rest of this out, because there's still some of that nub in here that I'm not quite liking at this point. So we're going to clean as much of that out as possible. Okay, so now this should, oh yeah, see, that's just money in the bank right there. That just fits so solidly. I mean, look at that. That's not falling off or anything. That's perfection. So now all we have to do is to mark right around here. That's where that's the length of this rod. A little under that is what we need. Easy, right? Easy. Let's get caught up with the chat before we move on, because you guys are talking a mile a minute and I can't keep up, obviously, from what Bill said. Let's see here. Jeez. Yeah, you guys are really going nuts in here. Okay, so we'll pick up from Zero Kai Nathan's $5 super chat. Thank you again, Nathan. Appreciate that, buddy. There's Bill's comment. The shorter barrel from middle one, top from the top one. Sorry, Bill. That's where I stopped reading. My bad. Yeah, well. Greek Nako says, I missed the raid. How's everyone doing? Coming from Gunplay in Miami. Yeah, right? For real, for real. Juan Feria. What's going on, Juan? He says, what's up, everybody? Good to see you, Juan. Greek Nakos over there. Mr. Charles Dodge. I got that. I remembered that, Charles. I remembered. Hey. He says, if this is your first time here, Tim uses multi-stream and has a universal chat thing, so he's a little slow on seeing Twitter chat, but he does read all of them when he catches up on the chat. Yeah, and it's hard to work and keep up with the chat, right? Because obviously you guys are here to watch and learn, so the chat kind of is unfortunately a secondary thing. Let's see. Ace says, Lil B is the best file, right? Lil bastard, yeah. Juan says, I need more structure in my build process. Where can I get that layout you used, Tim? Dude, it's on my website. Yeah, check out the website. I think it's under tutorials, or it's actually pinned on my Facebook page. So either place there, you can find it pretty simple. So, yep, check that out. Or Chris R just posted it right after that. It's good to read, yeah? Anyway, let's see. Ace Schultz, Mr. Burkhanatier, he says, all right, time, I got to get going. I'll message you later about some things. Speaking chisels, BMCs are back in stock now. Time to order up. Yeah, they're coming back, you guys, so let's go. And yes, Ace Schultz, Facebook, it's a Gundam sales. That's his sales page, yes. He says, sweet advance. Nice. So let's see here. Scott Day, we read that. He's checking in from Australia. Thank you again, Scott. Patrick Robertson said about the shorter barrel too. Jesus, yeah, I missed all this stuff. Chris Pab says, what's up, alls? Hey, Pabby. Nathan says, I need to buy those Dremel bits and also that my Dremel so I don't have to use my big and powerful Dremel I got for Christmas. Yeah, dude, because that's a sledgehammer. This little dude, this is more like your scalpel. I love this thing. It's awesome. Let's see. Samuel, I kind of like the longer one better. See, I like the shorter one. It blends more with the look of the Jester rifle, because you got to think that's kind of where that's approximately where the suppressor was, and if we put this on, it's just maybe 5 millimeters shorter than that, right? I think that looks nice. I like that. I do. I really do. Let's see. Superset5 says, I spent a good portion of my time to move everything in my room just to get my window. LOL. Summer will not be kind to me. Hey. Let's see. Kenneth Sims says Tim just can just improvise. Yeah, exactly. CML says only happy little accident, right? Chris Pab says that I miss a lot. Seems I missed a lot. Yeah, you don't think you missed a lot. Alex Andrews says it's going to be the last one you put your hands on. This little guy? I don't know. Let's see. Greek Knockus over there says Superset, if you get some that pink insulation foam, you can cut it to fit the window opening and cut a closer fit for the exhaust hose. Exactly. CML says not really, just showed us what he did with the shield, and he is waiting on his resin to cure fully before putting the cross on. Yes, we are waiting for that resin cross to fully cure, because the resin had kind of gone bad, so it is what it is. Chris Pab says, cool, sucks I missed it. Don't worry, you can always go back and rewatch it, Pabby. Superset5, this had nothing to do with painting. I just got tired of sweating my balls off. Wow. Commissar Stanley's over there on YouTube. He says, hi, child, how's it going? Hey, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you for watching. Chris Pab says, it's better to step up as you drill, easier to keep things centered. Yeah, definitely. 100% yes. Without a doubt, yeah. And I'll show you kind of what we do here, how we are going to secure all this. Because we're going to use a 1mm stainless steel pin to hold all of this very, very securely together. Yeah. Let's see. Ranger Chris says, just got on. How is everyone doing? Hey, what's going on, Chris? let's see. Commissar Stanley over there on YouTube says, do you know how I would paint joints on high grade to prevent the paint from grinding off? I traditionally paint Warhammer, so I paint by hand, so this is definitely something new to learn. Whew, yeah, you would absolutely want to use a very durable paint, right? Obviously, Warhammer, there's no moving parts, or at least very, very few moving parts, from what I understand. Obviously, on the little minis, there are no moving parts. It is a static model, so not having the most durable paint in the world is not even an afterthought. It's just, it looks good, hey, let's go with this, right? Gundam is a completely different story. Because there's posability and there's plastic on plastic, grinding and stuff, there are a few things that I would definitely take in consideration. One, definitely use a very, very highly durable paint. Lacquer, like Mr. Color, SMS, Gaia Notes, finishers, Splash, any one of the lacquer-based hobby paints are going to definitely be a lot more durable than, say, probably something like Vallejo or Games Workshop or Citadel or any of the paints that you might be familiar with, in the kind of Warhammer world. They can be hand brushed. They're a little bit more difficult, I will say that. But they can be hand brushed. Let's see. Lincoln Wright, Paint on Plastic is his YouTube channel. Hand paints with lacquers all the time. Very good at it. I would definitely seek out his videos because he does kind of go into a lot more detail in terms of hand painting. I am not a hand painter at all. I literally mask and paint everything with airbrush. Everything. I'm masochistic when it comes to that. Even little lights and little itty bitty details, I will mask them off and I will paint just to achieve a better texture, matching texture with all the rest of it, and just an overall consistent finish, right? But obviously, if you hand paint, you can do all that, by hand, obviously, right? So that would be the first thing. Get a durable paint. Second, pre-build the model and then locate the points where it might, the plastic might rub together, and sand those surfaces down just a little bit, right? Maybe 1/10 of a millimeter or so, because once you go back on prime paint those surfaces, that's going to kind of start to work back, and that tolerance is going to be start to become less and less, right? So sand those grind points back a little bit, and if you're able to do those two things, then you should be in good shape. Clear coat works wonders. Definitely do that, but if you're able to do those two things, then you should be in very, very, very good shape. Another great video to check out is my friend Justinius Builds. He's got a hand painting tutorial on there, yeah, consider those 2 points, and then look up Lincoln Wright, Paint on Plastic, and Justinius Builds, both on YouTube. So that's what I would say. But very good question, Commissar. Very good question. Ruslam says, okay, Monday we had 50 Julios and tonight 10 Chris's. Yeah, seems like it, right? Hi, Craig's over there on YouTube. Hi, Craig. He says, hello, everybody. Brandon5269 says, just stopping in to say hello, spending some time with the wife tonight. Have a great night, everyone. Brandon, thank you for stopping by and give our best to the fam. Alex Andrews says, I typed that message when you were trying to find the 5mm tube. Sorry. Superset has a question. Hey. And I probably should have did that with Commissar's question, so my bad. But anyway, Superset, would acrylic medium help with making acrylic paints stronger? Not really. Not really. Simply because it just matters on the intrinsic durability of said paints. Tamiya's, durability is much higher than, say, say like testers, acrylics, not enamels, but acrylics. They do make acrylics, but they're under Model Masters. So there you go. Tamiya would definitely be stronger than Vallejo. Even their Mecha color line, Tamiya is going to be stronger inherently. But yeah, mixing acrylic medium isn't really going to do too much. It's basically just going to thin the paint, and that's not really what you want either at that point. If anything, what you can do, and what I really love, and I do all the freaking time, mix, what is it, Mr. Color Leveling Thinner, or Mr. Thinner for that matter, with Tamiya paint. And what happens is that Tamiya will start to kind of take on the characteristics of a lacquer-based paint. The durability will go through the roof. The smoothness will be just like a dream. And it will cure very, very quickly, probably in about an hour or so. Mr. Color cures enough to, work with it in about 10 minutes. So the Tamiya acrylic with mix cure. Bleh. Fuck, it's Wednesday. Tamiya mixed with Mr. Leveling Thinner. There we go. Cures, like I said, in about 1 hour. So it cures very, very quickly and very durable and super smooth. So it really is kind of a great combo outside of the base Mr. Color stuff. So, yeah. Patrick Robertson, he says, when hand painting, make sure you really dilute it, and it will take a few passes to get a good smooth coating. Yeah. I agree. I don't know anything about hand painting, guys, because honestly, the last time I hand painted was probably 18, 19 years ago. I shit you not. It literally is going to be that long. Everything else has been airbrush ever since. So I am not the person to ask, unfortunately, about hand painting. I'm just not. I'll be the first one to admit it. Chris Decker, make that 11 Chris's. Hey. You throw a rock in any direction, you hit a Chris here tonight. Greek Knockers over there on Twitch, he says, not really, it'll make them stronger than using water to thin. Water breaks down the acrylic adhesion. Acrylic medium won't break down that adhesion. Oh, okay, well, see, there you go. What do I know, right? Fuck me. Written Wisely says, great advice. We try, right? We try. Ranger Chris says, we are all Chris. Hey. As long as you're not all Negan, hey. One of you comes out with a chain like a freaking bat and go crazy, right? All right, so we got our 5mm rod. We found that. We are in really good shape. Now let's get whoop. Oh, and it's still not wide enough. Look at that. So I'm right down here with my little miter box. And we're gonna cut this rod just real quick right in here, and that's not gonna work, is it? Nope, that ain't gonna work one bit. Cause that rod, what we're trying to cut, is a little too small. So this is what we're gonna do. All right, check this out. Check this out. Check this out. All right, so we're gonna cut it probably about, I don't know, ½ inch lower than that mark, right? So, stay right there. Don't you move. I'm going to show you something cool. Alright. So, this is a reason why I always keep one of these around. Yeah. Because this turns into a miniature lathe, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to get this 5mm rod right into the chuck of this drill, and then we're going to really hammer down on that. And so now we're going to reverse it, and we're going to, let's zoom in just a little bit. Right about there, I think, is good. Let's prop this up on our 1, 2, 3 blocks here, yeah? So you guys can see what we're gonna do here. There we go. Yeah. And now we're gonna take our 0.2 millimeter, and now watch this. This may seem crazy to you guys, but trust me, I've done this plenty of times before. I'm gonna actually put I'll put these on here because I'm not gonna be Chris Pabs here with this. Anyway, we're going pretty slow. Whoop. All right, pretty good, pretty good. Now we're going to put the chisel away, and we're going to pull out our little handsaw here. Now, we're really going to go to town. Just like that. Have fun with power tools. Yeah. Fun with power tools. And that makes short work of that little rod. Easy peasy. Now, we get out the little bastard and we flatten this bad boy out here. Honestly, we could probably just put this right back into the drill because this piece is going to be unseen. This is going to basically just be a holder piece for the barrel that we're using, right? So what we can do is we can just slot this right back into the drill, take our little bastard to it, and get that surface nice and flat here, right? Just like that. And that's really nice. We can do the same thing with the other side, because the other side was just basically like the factory cutoff side. Right about there. And just like that. Now, one other thing that we're going to do is we're going to bevel one side so that it fits into the barrel a little bit easier. So for that, we're going to use our little ceramic scraper, hold that at a lower angle like this, and that's going to That's going to bevel that surface pretty nicely. Actually, this will make short work of it here. There we go. And to finish it off, there we go. Now we've got our nice little holder there for our barrel. So now we can get all that junk out of the way. We can get our eyes back on here, and we can see where the center point is. Now, if you've got a rod like this or some sort of solid circular piece, you can use this right here. This is just a circle finder, or a center finder for circles and stuff, right? So basically, the trick is, all you have to do is pop that right into this this right angle here, and that just cradles that that cylinder. You take your little scriber or knife or whatever, you make a line right here, and it doesn't matter where. Then you just turn it a little bit, and it honestly, again, does not matter how much you turn it, which way, whatever. Those two lines are going to intersect at the dead center of this cylinder. And now that right there is going to be our center point, right? So we take this, match, and try to match this up with the center point of that little locating pin, and then we can get an idea of how close we are with all that. And that, ladies and gents, that looks pretty damn good. Alright, cool. So, now we can take out our little locating pin. And it basically served a purpose other than what it was made for, because usually these are just made for locating the other drill point. We already knew where the other drill point is, and that was the middle of the little cylinder, right? So now, excuse me, we can get our 1mm drill bit back out. Pop that back in here, just like that, and we can go to work drilling this 1mm hole into this rod. Now, the important thing is to have this centered all the way through here. So what I like to do is get the camera in focus first, just like that, kinda. There we go. And then just slowly twist the drill along with the rod, right? And hopefully that will keep the hole centered throughout the piece. Clean off the gunk off the drill bit every once in a while, but this should be a pretty damn centered receiving hole in this thing, right? Now, I don't want to punch through all the way. I only want to go maybe 3/4 through this cylinder here. So let's see where we are. We're about halfway at this point. And we just keep slowly turning and twisting both the drill and the little rod here. And that's almost where we want to be. That's good. We're almost there. Let's see where that is now. Ooh, yeah, that's good. I think we're going to stop there. And now, let's put these away here. Let's put the drill bit back. Just like that. Close that up. Now, we get the steel pins. There we go. So these are 1mm stainless steel pins, made in Germany, so you know their exact specifications, right? We'll grab one of these guys out here. Now you may wonder where you get 1mm stainless steel pins from like this, right? This is from a website called McMaster Car. Very, very, very popular American tool and supply online shop, right? But look at that. That fits right into that cylinder, that little rod there, just perfectly, right? And it's almost dead center there. We'll fix that here in a minute. But let's get caught up with the chat here, yeah? Let's see. Chris Barnes over there on YouTube, he says, how's it going? Thought I would chime in. My name is Chris. Hey, jeez, there's so many Chris's on tonight. Written Wisely says, is this now a Chris Anonymous meeting? Seems like it, doesn't it? Alex Andrews says, get the drill to do the work for you. Yeah. Ruslam says, tonight is the Chris of Mecha show. Actually, really is. Chris R says, kind of like that. Yeah. Yeah. Robert Cottrell over there on the Mecha Army Facebook group says, see ya, off to Dreamland, gotta go to work tomorrow. Ugh. Sorry, Robert. All right. So, we're not going to need, obviously, the entire length of this 1mm stainless steel pin. So we need to cut this down a little bit. Now, you don't want to use your nippers or even the Zurons, which are heavy duty, because this is stainless steel. This is tough, right? So for this, we're going to use a nice heavy duty set of wire cutters here. Now, let's see how much length we're going to need back here. I think right about there is going to do the trick. So, close your eyes. Look away. Jesus, that bounced over right over there. Anyway, let's see how that looks. Yeah, that's going to look good there. And then that will slot right onto there. And there's our receiving little guy there. So first things first, let's get this locked in to the cylinder. We're gonna hold this actually with. Let's hold this with the needle. Not that one. Let's go with this guy right here. These bent little needle nose guys, right? And actually, let's set that down. We are going to pop a little super glue right in that little hole there. And now, slowly pop that pin in there. And just really kind of drive that sucker home. And now that will cure up super, super nice. Just like that. And then, let's see here. Hold that there. That pops on really nicely. Excellent. And look at that. We've got probably about 3/4 of a millimeter lip in there. So that's perfect. This barrel will now sit flush with the Justa rifle. So that's actually perfect. So we'll slot that right there. And then this pops on just like that. Now we need to finesse the angles and stuff like that, but you kind of get the idea of where we're going with this thing, right? So that looks pretty dang good. So pull that off there. And let's see if we can't get this rifle apart here so we can do some glue up on this thing. Okay. This is coming apart real nice. Come on now. Work with me here. There we go. There we go. Real nice. All right. So, let's see. We've got the inside. Let's trim the back off of here. Because, yeah, see, there's a little... That's why it's crooked. Okay. There's a little bit of plastic right there, and you guys can maybe see that right there. So let's do this. Let's just trim that piece down and get that out of there, and then we can trim it back the other way, and now that should enable everything to sit perfectly flush on there. Yeah, that's much better alignment. I think that solved everything, to be honest with you. Alright, so just real quick, let's just clean any super glue squeeze out along the pin. We're just basically using our hobby knife to trim that back. And there we go. Good stuff. All right, so now that fits really, really nicely. But I think we need to take off just a little bit more of that pin. Just a hair, right? Just a bit. Yeah? So, let's see here. Here we go. All right, so let's... Just about, I don't know, maybe a millimeter or so. All right, watch your eyes. There we go. So now we pop this back over here, and boom, perfect. Dead, solid, perfect. All right, let's just trim off just a little bit of super glue squeeze out right there on that surface. Get this nice and flat there, and glue this thing in place here real quick. Yeah. All right. Let's get a little super glue right into that hole. Let's get that spread around there for the pin itself. And there it is. We let the rest of it do its job. Hit this with a little super glue on the back here right inside, so it'll nicely secure that pin. Right there, and then we'll hit that with a drop of Instaset. We'll hit the outside with a drop of Instaset. Now that's going to quickly cure everything for us, and we'll let that sit for a few seconds while we get caught up with the chat. Hey, let's see here. Let's see. We left off with the Chris of Mecha show. Yeah, Julius Dembski, Sarge. He says, "Oh man, guess what my middle name is?" Chris is everywhere, I swear to God. Patrick Robertson says, Dustin? Hey, there she is, Miss Tex Merquise Armida. She says, wear some goddamn goggles, learn from Pabs. Oh, trust me, I learned from Pabs, and I had the goggles. See? I'm being a safe boy. Rushalam says, Marmaduke? Wayne? Timothy? Julie Stemsky says, sorry to say it's not Chris. Imagine that. Ruslam says, not Chris? That's an odd name. Wow. Cheers to Bill for bad jokes, yeah? All right. With that being said, let's jump back onto this thing. Let's get our eyes back on here and let's see what we got, yeah? That is properly secured. Quickly dry off that extra little bit of Instaset that has kind of puddled and all that and leaked everywhere, but that's kind of normal, you know? But let's see. Fully secured. All right, so now, ooh, talk about proper alignment. Yes, my friends, that is looking good right there. That is looking really good. Yeah. Yeah. I dig it. I dig it. Rushan, Mr. Bill says, Tim, your next shirt needs to be eye protection discipline. Maybe. Foodie Bay always says, Tim has 2 glass eyes. He's scratch built. It's true. It's true. Oh boy. All right, so now, this little iron sight right there should be at the top, right? So let's smash this thing back together and kind of get back to it here. What time is it? 11:36. Wow, time's been flying, right? So, oop, that went to the front. All right, so there's what we got so far, right? There's what we got for right now. This, how did that pop in there? I think it went that way, and this went inside there. Let me see. Did it? Something like that, maybe? No? How did that go on there? Now I'm lost. Ah, okay, hold on. So this went like that. Ah, okay. Now it makes sense. And that slid on there. So that, wow, and that's all hollow. That's so damned ugly. All right, so now we can make kind of a mark and figure where we need to pin this thing. And we're just basically scribing a mark on the very, very outer perimeter of this barrel with our little general scriber here. And hopefully you can see the mark that it made right there, right? So that's essentially where we need to cut this thing, and probably a little bit shy of that, probably about 1 millimeter shy of that, simply because we want this to slot into this open space, right? We still want to use this, I think. We'll see in a minute. But let's see what we got here. Okay, we're going to stop right there, and then we're going to trim the rest back with the hobby knife. Actually, no, we're going to take the little bastard to it. Because the little bastard is the best file, right? Alright, and then we'll pop that guy on there, and we'll see if we can fit this in here. Just like that. Yeah, look at that. Ooh, and that lines up perfectly right there. Look at that. That lines up real nice. I kind of dig it. And we'll cut that iron sight off there because we don't need that. We're going to have a scope on his thing, so that makes no freaking sense whatsoever. But I really dig that it lines up with this little detail on the side of the gun. And we can scratch build some sort of connection point there easily. Not a big deal. I like it. We're on the right track. I know that. We're on the right track. Now, this scope was the one that we were going to use. That I remember. And then we need to figure out what we're going to do with one of these stupid light things, right? I never liked that portion of the RX beam rifle. I always hated it because it never made sense. Why have a giant spotlight on your gun? Especially when you're fucking in space. Like, I don't know. But we're going to remix this thing in traditional ways, and that needs to be a part, unfortunately. So what I think we might do, instead of the twisty action here, which is again stupid, I think what we might do is maybe have the scope up here, right? Up here yonder. And then what we can do is have the light thingy kind of like on the side like this, right? Rusam says it was a spotlight. I thought it was an optic. It could be an optic. I don't freaking know, but it looks like a spotlight to me. It looks like a big dumb spotlight because this thing, you know, it goes around this way. Like, why would it go around that way if it was... It's fucking stupid. Anyway, it's one of those classic aesthetics, though. So we got to use it. At least in my opinion, we got to use it. As stupid as it is, we got to use it. Anyway, let's get caught up, shall we? Let's see. Bill says, once again, dad jokes and puns is what I bring to the show. Yes, Bill, and you are the best at 'em, buddy. That is a definite. Chris Pabs says, sounds like someone's beating a barrel drum over there. Zero Kai says, wow, Pabs, there are like 11 here, and none of them have stabbed themselves in the eye with a BMC chisel. He's probably right. Tex McKee says, 10 out of 11 Chris's agree. Chris's. Chris I? Hey. It's like octopus. What's the octopi? Whatever. Fudabe always says, Pabby is a professional stunt person on February 29th. Chris R says, I have not ever shot anything in my eyes, though I have stabbed my finger many times. There you go. Bill says, objects just chose to commit suicide by jumping into Pabby Cake's eyes. Wow. Pab says, I suffer from my art. Bill says, he didn't do anything wrong. Nice. Zero Kai, Mr. Nathan over there, he says, clearly art wants you blind, Pabs. Wow, tough. Greg Nako says, iron sights are never useless, especially when the power goes out on your scope. Yeah, but if the power went out on the scope, wouldn't it go to reason that it would go out on the rest of the gun? Because it is a beam rifle, right? It's an energy weapon. Just saying. Pab says it's the price I pay for semi-decent builds. Nice. Zero Kai says, also, Tim, is the Jester rifle going to have a box mag? No, actually, I'm going to keep it, I'm going to keep with the normal mags on this one. The box one was for airdrop, and I think it needed it, and honestly, I think it looked kick-ass on that. But, no, I think we keep it simple, right? We're remixing elements. So the barrel obviously is from the normal beam rifle. The scope is from the origin beam rifle. We're gonna add on this little thingy here at the end, and we'll probably cut off a little bit of the Jesta. We'll probably cut off this little kind of buttstock area back here, and kind of just flatten that out, similar to this style look, and kind of pop that nub on there, just to make it look, kind of like that. And then of course we'll use this dumb spotlight optic, whatever the hell it is, somewhere in here. So yeah. Let's see. Soravan says, don't use it then. Maybe use a round ACOG type scope instead to represent it. Yeah, maybe. I just personally like the square angularness of this particular scope. And I kind of just like that look. It just seems cool, right? And then have the light on the other side, light scope, whatever, fixed, not flopping all around. But yeah, I think it'll look much better. Much better. Anyway, Chris Pab says, I thought it was a radar/sensor. Look at this. Everybody thinks it's something different. I think it's a spotlight. One person thinks it's an optic. The other person says it's a radar/sensor. Who the fuck knows what it is? Alex Andrews says, Tim, I believe those spotlights are cameras. See? We got another one. Bill says, it was a spotlight. I thought it was an optic. There we go. See? Superset over there on Twitch. It's starting to look like the Jagan's beam rifle. I like it. Why not? Chris Pab says, why not have it underslung like a Tommy gun barrel? Nah. Not with it. Ruslam says it swaps to allow the use of either hand. The spinny spotlighty thing. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. We're going in the direction I say. Sorry. This isn't a democracy. At least not this one. Let's see. Kenneth Sim says maybe it can remodel it to radar disc like the XS Smart Gun. Maybe. This is a little on the smaller side for that, so I don't know if that will necessarily work. Let's see. Space Rat 53 says, are any of you Chris SCP-507 from alternate dimensions? Random. Okay, whatever. Soravan says the square one looks good, but not if you're gonna have to force that giant round one onto it. No, and that's the thing. We're not gonna put the barrel thing on top of this. Whoa, hey now, Edward Leonard. Edward, thank you, man. Oh man. Edward, come on. Mom gets diagnosed with lung cancer. Wife gets laid off Monday. Yeah, April. Happy birthday to me. LOL, be safe. All support Tim's new job. Buddy, I'm sorry. It's a shitty thing, isn't it? And lung cancer's a bitch. I hope, honestly, your mom, hope it's early enough that they caught it to take care of it, right? So, and hopefully, you know, you and your wife are okay through this. But, dude, thank you. I don't know what to say. I feel like I should send it back, you know? But I know it was from a good place, so thank you. Thank you. That tears me up. Man, yeah. Well, like Julia says, as kind of almost as weird as it sounds, happy birthday, buddy. Happy birthday. Positive thoughts for everything else. Yeah, absolutely. I echo that. Positive thoughts indeed. Positive thoughts indeed. Man. Edward says, no need. Support each other. Brother, thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. I really, really do. That right here. Ha! All right. So, shall we pick up where we left off? I think so. Yes. Sam L says, turn them into drum mags. Use both of them. Nah, I don't think so. Let's see. Rock Pile over there. I like that name. It's not a fleshlight? God, I hope not. That would be weird, right? Ty Furious says, the top of the gun probably does nothing because the military contract went over budget. Hey. Superset 5 over there on Twitch says, I suggest to put the round bit on the side as an enhanced secondary scope. Yeah, that's basically what I kind of had figured, is just make oh, actually this one pops right off. Sweet. Okay. So I'll do something like that on the side here, probably much shorter, kind of like this, in a fixed position, right? So it doesn't flop around, right? So that's kind of the idea. That's kind of the idea. Edward Leonard says it's not until the 17th. God, I know that feeling, though. Had a conference call today with the old company, and it was just a rah-rah session. Like, don't worry, we'll get through this. We can hope. We can hope. Space Rat 53 says, my mom got laid off from her work today. God damn. I got laid off back in March, but my classes have transitioned to online. Yeah. Well, shit, we're all feeling it, aren't we? There's a lot of full-time modelers out there, you guys. A lot of full-time modelers. Edward Leonard says, thanks, Julius. Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Sarge. Chris R. says, I would do a tactical light setup with it, keep it near the front of the gun for a more realistic effect. So that's just me, though. Gotcha. Edward Leonard says, people are sometimes assholes. Yeah. That, it's quite the understatement. Quite the understatement. Anyway. All right, so let's kind of continue a little bit more here because we only got about 7 minutes. So let's see. Let's pull the barrel and that little part off here. Let's get that off to the side because we're not going to really need that too much right now because we've got that all mounted. That looks quite nice right there, and we can still separate it, right? So now what I think we're going to do is try to get this scope mounted, and I think right there is a good position, right? Mainly because there's this kind of raised plate right here, and it ends right there. And if we mount that right up against it, I think that looks like a really good position anyways, right? I like it. I like it like that. Yeah. All right. So, I want to use the poly cap there still, and we need to mount that accordingly here. So, we need to clear out this receiving bit there, right? So let's carefully snip these away on both sides, right? Like that, and like that. Pop that out of there, like sort of like that. And let's get it a little deeper in there and get that all kind of cleared away, so then we can start cutting, right? There we go. So we got the majority of the middle part cut out here. Now we just have to kind of clean out the inside. And for that, we're going to start off with the hobby knife. and we can just kind of follow the contour of the inside here. We can just start to trim all that gunk away, right? Okay, do the same thing to the other side here. Hopefully my... Oh, yep, my head is in the way. My bad. Whoops. I will try to keep my big old visor head out of the way. Alright, so that looks good there. Now let's pull the 1.5 millimeter chisel here and just kind of get in there and start breaking that stuff off. Just like that. Now, what I think I'm going to try here is the chisel blade, right? Because that makes a nice flat kind of surface there. And luckily this is inside the piece, so there's no, well, I shouldn't say there's no, but there's very minimal chance that we can cut ourselves since it's inside the piece. I'm sure Chris will find a way, but still, we still need to be careful. Still need to be careful. Okay. So we got some more work down to the bottom here. Now we just take our chisel and kind of break those pieces off there. And now we've got that whole little inside here kind of cleared out, looking pretty good, right? So now we can kind of start to build up a nice kind of rectangular peg to fit into that poly cap, right? So Alex Indra says, which Chris though, Tim? We all know Pabby is the one that has issues, right? So that's kind of who I was talking about. Let's see. Ranger Chris says, a lot of stashes getting killed. Tell me about it. Either building or selling. Either way. Fudabe always says, it is a scope. Amuro can be seen aiming with it many times in the anime, also missing Char with it. Hey, well, it's 3 times as slow, right? Superset5 says, the stream is a little choppy. Is it just me? And Soravan says, just you, I think. And Greek Naku says, fine on my end. So yeah, sorry, Superset. Sounds like it's just you. So yeah, so there we go. Now, let's see what we need here. That looks like maybe 3.2, 3 millimeter, something like that. Maybe 4. Definitely not 4. Let's see, where'd that 3.2 get over to? I literally just had it this afternoon. Ah, here it is. All right. See, and that's a little. That's a bit thin, so we might have to go the other way. Now, where's the? I think this is 2.5 right here. Man, and see, and that's just a little too thin. So we'll go 2 millimeter this way. And that's actually not bad. And we can reinforce all that. So let's see. I think I have a... What's in this little grab bag? Anything good? No. I think I have a 2 millimeter by 4 millimeter strip in here somewhere. Let's see what we can dig. 2.5 by 4. Let's see what that looks like. This might actually work. All right, let's get that there. Did we have any of that on the table? No, we did not. Okay, good. So this big old strip is 2.5 millimeter wide by 4 millimeter, or 4 millimeter wide by 2.5 millimeter thick. So this is going to be much bigger than what we need, but we can taper this down to fit nicely into that poly cap there. So let's quickly do this. Yeah. Julius Dempsey says, I got my tweezers today. Nice. If you have missed the episodes where our good friend Julius has called them twizzers, you've missed some very entertaining moments. Just saying. But we kid, Sarge, we kid. Alright, that looks good there. And then we shave off maybe a 0.5 millimeter on both sides. So that's going to fit actually really, really nicely in there. So we'll kind of go with that. And let's see, we'll cut off probably about to there, right? Alright, so now what we can do, let's start off with the big, this is the big bastard file. This is the big boy, right? This isn't a little bastard, this isn't a normal bastard, this is the big bastard. And we're going to lay that flat on here, and we're going to use this kind of as a grinding plate. And we're going to start to work this down. We need about a 0.5 millimeter off the one side. And damn if that's not dead on right out of the gate. Yep, sweet. Okay, we're going to stop there, and then we're going to flip it on its end, and we're going to do the same thing, but more carefully. All right, let's see what that looks like. Almost. We're almost there. That's really just stupid close. There it is. Easy as that. Easy as that. So that's as far as this thing will slot in. So we're going to make a mark all the way around on this thing, right? All the way around like that. So that tells us where the top of the rifle is, and that goes down that far. So what we're going to do next, we're going to get rid of the big old bastard, and we're going to chamfer PABs the sides here, so this will slot into that poly cap just a little bit easier. That way the corners aren't catching the poly cap and everything. And this just makes it just a general ease of use type of thing here. Just like that. And then we're going to chop off just a little bit of that, and then square up this end a little bit. Watch your digits. And then also we're going to cut just a little angle on the very end of this thing, because again, an ease of life thing. That'll help get this into that poly cap a little bit easier. Just like that. And it doesn't have to be fancy or perfect or whatever, but right into there, and that makes it just a lot easier at that point. So now, since we chopped a little bit off of there, we need to reset that little pencil mark. There we go. And there it is. We chopped off maybe 0.3, 0.5 of a millimeter. Nothing crazy. All right, so now we can get this, try to get this slotted into the scope here. But from what it seems, this is either, this is extremely tight in that scope here. Whoops, that's the wrong gun. Where's the right one? Here it is. So we need to cut off about 2 millimeters off the top. So let's get that chopped off there. And then let's see where our placement needs to be. Right about there. And we still need to cut a little bit more off of the top there. Okay. And let's, where's the little bastard? Here it is. Okay, and we'll pop that back into the rifle, and let's see how we did here with placement. Ah ha ha ha. There it is. Look at that. Very nice. Very, very nice. I dig it. Now, the back here, it's all bare. There's nothing there. I don't like that. We're going to have to do something about that. What time is it, though? It's 12:07. Damn it. Time flies when you're having fun, isn't it? But we're going to go just a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer, because I'm having fun with this, and I don't want to stop just yet. I want to get a couple more things done here, and then we can check out for the night. Sound good? I think it sounds good. Let's see. Let's see. I know what I'm looking for, but I can't find it. You ever get that? I hate that. Let's see. Where is it here? Now let's just bring this over here and let's see if we can't dig into the crates and find out what we need. Nope, that's not it. Nope. No. 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 Damn it. I'm looking for a specific Kotobukiya or wave runner. Ooh! Here we go. This is the one I want. Right here, this little guy. That little sumbitch right there. Now, the trick is, hopefully it fits. Let's see. Ooh. You know what? We can make it fit. We will damn well make it fit. All right, pop that on there. Get this slotted there. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. All right, so good thing, this is, okay, good thing in our favor. Good thing in our favor. See, it has this little space right here underneath of that end of the scope. We can put this on here, overhang it, fill the rest in with styrene sheet at the bottom, and we'll be good to go. Yeah. Turn that wave part 90 degrees. I don't know if it'll fit that way, will it? It just... Oh, man, it just barely fits, right? Look at that. Will, you may be onto something there, buddy. That's not too bad. Now, do we go this way? Because that's the more traditional way, I think, because this is, you know, more vertical, right? I'm not worried about just making it fit on the back here. I'm more worried about technical. You know? I think that looks better, honestly. Will, you had a bang up of an idea, not gonna lie. But sorry, buddy, I think I'm gonna overrule you here. All right. Let's get the scope secured onto the rod there, shall we? I think we should. All right. So let's get just a little bit of super glue. I think that might be a little bit too much there. We'll spread this out and kind of put a little bit on the other side here, right? Just like that. And then we'll get this thing located and popped on there. Now, let's see if we can't quickly remove that. Nice, 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 nice. I think. And then pop this back in, and is it located perfectly? Boom. Yep, it is. It is. Hell yeah. So now we can just remove that, add and remove this at will, and that scope is perfectly aligned and placed at the end of this thing. Really good. Excellent, I might add. All right, so that's a good thing. Now, one other thing that I wanted to try and get done tonight here is to get this back end chopped off here. And I think what we're going to do, we're going to need more than that. Let's go 6.3. Ooh, 6.3 runs it right up to the edge of that. But that's actually where it ends at. Shit. Okay. All right, well. You know what? We got to do what we got to do here, kids. So, with that being said, what we'll do... yeah, not a huge fan of that. There's not much else we can do, though, to be honest with you. Let's see, what's this one? That's 6.3 as well. Okay. The reason I'm kind of hemming and hawing here is because 6.3 is going to be the perfect length to cut off this buttstock right there at the angle, but it runs right up and touches this kind of raised feature there. And whoop, my problem is that if we try to cut this along that line, it will run over that raised detail and we'll lose a little bit of that. Is that a big deal in the long run? Probably not, but yeah, I'm still not liking it. But it's the easiest, most efficient thing to do right now. Let's put it that way. So we'll bite the bullet, and that's what we'll do, right? That's what we'll do. All right, so we got our .2, our cutting chisel, if you will. And we're just basically going to town, just getting a groove scribed in to the plastic here, so that our saw, when we go to use that, will have a much easier time to cut this thing, right? That's basically what we're doing right now. Right along there. All right. So that should get us a pretty good start at this point, right? So, chisel discipline. And we're going to go ahead and cut this thing. Now, again, we're going to bring in our 1, 2, 3 blocks as a nice steady cutting base. And then we're going to use our little kind of X-Acto blade shaped saw here. And we're just going to gently go to town on this thing here. Focus, there we go. And that blade will just follow the groove of our scribe line. Looks pretty good. We're going to flip this over now. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. Because I don't want to, I don't really trust the blade to follow perfectly all the way through. So we're basically going half and half on both sides, and that gets us a nice even square cut at the end, right? So that looks pretty damn good right there, right? Good deal. All right, so now we're going to get rid of our 1, 2, 3 blocks. We're going to, let's see, do we need the little bastard for this? I don't think so. I think the cut is pretty damned clean, honestly. So what we're going to do is we're just going to clean this up with one of our regular files here. Sounded like Elmer Fudd there for a second. Hello. We're gonna clean up the file here. Wascoey Wabbit. Wascoey Pabs. I don't even know if Pabs is still here. Just having fun at his expense, really. Alright, so there, nice and flat. Looking pretty dang good. Let's check for squareness, shall we? Looking good. Yeah, that's perfectly square right there. That's really, really nice. So now what we can do, that thing pops off there, which actually makes it quite nice. Yeah, we'll use that. Now let's check the inside diameter of this, because if this uses that 5mm rod, I don't know. I may be shocked at this point. Let's see. Oh, son of a bitch! Look at that. That's the inside diameter, you guys. Yeah. Oh, Pabs. I'm sorry. He says, yeah, I'm still here, showing support despite the abuse. Sorry, man. Superset5 over there on Twitch says, it's Pab season. Fire! Nice. Oh, Wascoey Pabbit. I'm sorry, Pabs. I really am. I just can't miss these opportunities. Trust me, I'm sure you'll take advantage of me on your stream. And I will. I would fully expect it. Maybe even on Mechanism, too. Alright. Let's get these little nubs out of the way in here. And then we're going to take our 1.5 again, and we're going to try and clear these out here. We'll just basically chisel out the these plastic kind of groove things in here. Just like that. Now this tapers, so I don't think it's going to need the full kind of 5mm. So we're probably going to have to taper that rod. And my goggles were probably in the way again. I'm sorry about that, you guys. Sorry about that, you guys. So we're probably going to have to taper that piece of rod down a little bit. Which isn't going to be a big deal because we can use that. We can use the drill trick and kind of taper it down that way, which shouldn't be a big deal. Not even a little. Come on now. This little section does not want to cooperate with this chisel right now. There we go. Alright, so real quick, let's just kind of match this up to the rod that we already have installed. Ooh, that fits like a dream right there. But too bad we're not gonna keep it there, right? But we know that the 5mm rod, and honestly I need to get more of this, works very, very well. So, we've got this little section that we cut off earlier, and I think this is what we're ultimately going to use here. Yeah, I think that's going to be what we need. So let's do this here. Okay. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Now, using our little bastard, just put a slight taper on this thing. Looks pretty good. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, it's just a very, very slight taper on there, very slight. But let's see. Oh yeah, see, and that just fits like a dream on there. We'll need to cut a little bit off the top here for it to fit nice and snug, but that should, just like that, should fit very nicely in there. Yeah, bingo. That's damn near perfect right there. And I think what we're going to do is cut off just a little bit more, maybe like a millimeter or two. Just off the top there. And what'll happen is this will fit, since there's less of the taper there now, this will fit even more secure into that little nubby part, right? Yeah, bingo. That's solid. That's solid. All right, so how much reveal of this tube do we want? That's going to be the kind of the big question. So I don't think we want too much. I mean, we don't want this whole thing like that, right? That's too much. So I think maybe we cut off 1 millimeter or 2 off of this. So cut off maybe about that much. Have about 1 millimeter, 1.5 millimeters showing. I think that'll be good. I think that'll be quite good. All right, let's get number 1. Let's get this off of there. Actually, first things first, we're going to mark this here. Okay. We're going to pop that out. Now, one thing I noticed when this was inserted is we've got some stress marks. Yeah, and see, and look at that. We already got a crack right there. So, that means that we need to taper this down a little bit more. We need to get this just a little bit more. Okay. Just like that. All right, so let's see how that fits now. Because if it's a little loose, that's not a big deal. We can secure it with super glue. Yeah, see that? That's fairly loose in there, but that's not a problem. As long as it's not super tight, because it'll cause that crack to expand. And then once that's done, once that expands, then it's game over. So what we can do is we can put, attach this with solvent glue, like Plastic Magic or something like that, and that'll hold that crack and everything together as well. It'll just make it one piece, right? So that's something we'll definitely be doing. But let's get the piece cut first. Now, I'm gonna hold the little saw right up to this, right up to the chuck here, and that's gonna cut off maybe about 2 millimeters. So here goes nothing. Alright, so we're going to stop right there. I don't want to cut all the way through. I'm going to leave a little bit on there. Yeah, and see, there's only about 1 millimeter on there, so we can just kind of twist that off, and it's nothing at that point. So, trim back that little center nubby like that, and cool. There, we have got about a 1 millimeter reveal on this, and that, my friends, is going to look super nice. And that's just going to fit the entire aesthetic, okay? All right, so let's summarize what we've done here tonight, shall we? Let's get the mag back on there. Let's get the barrel on. Let's get this guy lined up here. Come on now, work with me. Work with me. There, just like that. Let's get our scope in place like this, and then we'll get our little nubby deal right there. And let's get this centered on camera so you guys can see, get a better glimpse of it here. Ooh! Ooh! I like it! I like it! Look at that. That, my friends, that's a good-looking weapon. That's a good-looking weapon right there. Cheers. Yeah. Yeah. I'm digging the direction of this. I am totally digging the direction of this. I mean, it's you can tell it's full on Jesta. It's got elements of the RX-78 beam rifle, both new and old. And then it's going to have that stupid, this dumb thing on the other side, fixed in a fixed position. And yeah, that just looks damn good. Yeah. Yeah. That just looks damn good. And I think also what we can do is maybe put something, maybe mount something down here. Right? Almost like maybe like a grenade launcher or something like that. Just something extra. And I don't know what yet. But just something else, right? But damn, I like the look of that. That's a remixed weapon right there, my friends. That's a remixed weapon. Yeah. All right. So, with that being said, let's get caught up one last time here. And let's get the hell out of here, shall we? Let's see. Man, you guys have been talking a lot, haven't you? Here we go. We just left off here. Let's see. H. Schultz says, yeah, where the 3.2 get to, right? Yeah, it was right there a minute ago. Bishop Mochi over there on Twitch, he says, huh? Second stream today? Yeah, man. And then Greek Nakos hooked it up. 3 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. 10 p.m. Eastern, Monday, Wednesday. Friday's Mechanism, but still, yeah. So yeah, we're full-time. We're full-time now. Ace Schultz, yay Twizzlers. Hey. Ruslam says, how you doing, Ace? Sorry about all the cons getting canceled. Yeah, that does suck, doesn't it? Whoosa. Let's see. Bill says, I'm looking forward to seeing those chisels probably next year sometime. Nice. Chris Pabs, man, I am getting them hits tonight. Ace Schultz, it's tough times, man. We all got to struggle at the moment. Yeah. Olfa, woot. Yep, there we go. Spider2K2, James 2.0. What's up, Jimmy? Just got home from work so far, enjoying the rifle, Tim. I know, me too, right? This looking good. Superset5 says, keep going. Nice. Ace Schultz, builder parts, looks better horizontally. Really? You think so? I like it vertically. But I do agree with you, Tim. Vertically looks good as well, he says. Edward Leonard says, Uncle Bob makes things good. It's true. Bill, the round back will probably need to transition to the stock anyways, so you would need to modify the details. Yeah. Well, we're going to need to plate up the back end here, because we obviously cannot leave it like that. Not going to happen. So we'll end up plating that once this whole thing is glued together, once the two halves are glued together, which should be soon. So, yeah, that'll happen. Excuse me. Bill says, we read that already. A. Schultz, in the groove. Hey, Bill says the groove is in the heart. Wow. Puns. Space Rat 53, I'm working on the master grade Sinanju Stein Verka. I know one issue it's not strong enough to keep its rifle held up. What are some things I could do about that? So tighten up the joint, especially on the right arm that normally holds the rifle. But that's a big freaking gun. It's good luck. Let's put it that way. Maybe just a little dousing of like on the internal joints and stuff like that. Maybe just a little, spritz of super glue, or like maybe clear nail polish or something like that, just to tighten up those tolerances in there. But not much. Don't do a lot. But just be careful of breakage and stuff like that, because that could happen if you use too much and those tolerances become too tight. A. Schultz says, if you're planning to just display it with that pose, a little super glue goes a long way. True. Chris Pab says, yeah, I'm still here. Yes, showing support despite the abuse. Sorry, Pabby. Chris Pab says, on mechanism, never. You have the kick button. Aw. I only do that when either it's Sweet Tea Tim or when it's just fun. I don't know. Space Rat 53, another possibility I was thinking of was an original weapon or get the beam rifle from Full Frontal Sinanju. My idea is to make it a custom third unit that wasn't stolen from the Federation. Yeah, interesting. Bill says, you Pabs on mechanism, you will respect his authority. Nice. Gumpler Roman, Mr. Z is over there. He came in. He says hi to everybody. Hi, Z. Bill says, did you have your stream already? Z says, no, busy with work. Grueling few days with trainings and planning for fiscal year 20. Oof, yeah. Vincent Lewis, hey, what's good, guys? What's up, Vince? Good to see you. Pabs, I called the doctor. What did he say? Is he worried? Said I was 100% Ronin. Hey. But gave me 2 inhalers. Oh. And said I can't leave the house. Uh-oh. Asthma or antibiotic inhalers, Bill says, and Z says both. Oof, not good. But Z says that's a good-looking weapon. Yeah. Superset 5 looking nice. Let's see, Gumper Roman M203 launcher, please. Yeah, that's kind of the idea I had, right? Bill says maybe a beam saber or heat knife. May not necessarily be in the spirit of the RX-78 weapon, but could be interesting. Space Rat 53, what about the super napalm attachment from the RX-78-2 beams rifle? I think the 2.0 Master Grade has that. Interesting. A. Schultz says, or a shotgun from the camphor. A. Schultz, Bill messaged me on Facebook when you get a chance. Okay, there you go. Superset 5, are you going to put something on the back between the rear of the scope and the butt of the rifle? A handlebar might look good. New Gundam rifle style. No, I think we're going to keep it kind of plain Jane like that. I want this to be somewhat utilitarian in look, but also have hints of the, obviously the original beam rifle and everything. So, yeah. Let's see. Pab says, Z, finally. This fucker had chest pains. Ugh. Refused to see a doctor. Asshole. Killing me. William Wim says, something extra, you say? He's over there on the Mecha Army Facebook group, by the way. And if you're not part of that, you should be. How about the grenade launcher from the Sinanju? It may be a bit big, though. Decent idea. Greg Blair over there on YouTube, he says, hey, Tim, since you recommended us What We Do in the Shadows, may I recommend to you the new Jay and Silent Bob movie? It's on Amazon Prime. Hey, I actually have that. I already paid for it, so it's not costing me anything. Hey. So I might watch that. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate that, buddy. Appreciate that. All right, good stuff. All right, boys and girls, it's 12:40. It's time to wrap this sucker up for the night. If you guys want to rock one of these sweet-ass Titans shirts, I suggested you go hit up www.childofmecha.com, hit the store button up at the top. You will find this shirt, hats, many other shirts, prints, all sorts of other cool stuff on there. It's a good little shop. I say go load up. If you are interested in any of the tools and materials that we worked with here tonight, like Lil Bastard, or Baby Dremel, or BSI, or the chisel blade, or if you were looking for the tweezers that we worked with early this afternoon, Bill found the same one, almost the same ones, and we added it to the list. So go check it out on the Amazon link below. Now, mind you, I do get a bit of a commission based off the stuff that you buy, but it doesn't increase the cost for you. It does go to help me out, help out the stream, and all of our endeavors moving forward, like the tutorial videos, the podcast that we talked about, the book, Patreon, all that good stuff. That goes to fuel extra stuff, right? So go load up on that stuff. You never know what you find in there. And then, as always, if you need kits, paints, accessories, tools, Mecha Decals Sheets 1 and 2, which are both in stock and shipping now, hit up our good friends right down here at USA Gundam Store. Adam and the crew will definitely have what you need. So, with that being said, I will be back here tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. And then again on Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. But then we're going to have Mechanism that night at 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Or maybe longer, because we went 4 hours on Friday. 4! It was fun, though. It was a lot of fun. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Man, it's a good time. Everybody was having a great time. Joel basically, Mr. True Gunplay, he basically took over the show, and I just kind of let him have free reign, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It was good times. Anyway, guys, enjoy the rest of your night. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. Go build something cool, and yeah. I'll see you tomorrow afternoon, if you're able to join in. Otherwise, I'll see you on Mechanism on Friday. All right, take care, guys. See ya.